Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a trading opportunity that happened during this last week on New Zealand dollar. The setup was to catch the reversal from this high, expecting price to go to the downside. Before I start guys, let me just say thank you for subscribing to the channel. I noticed that I just crossed 100 subs, and that wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you very much guys, I really appreciate it. You are my first 100. In the end, my goal with this channel is to hopefully make a positive impact in your trading journey, so that you can achieve all your goals. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and you are getting value from these videos, please subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning of this project. I'll be creating more and more content, and besides that, I will be challenging you guys to see the market in a different perspective. So let's go back to the New Zealand dollar setup. This trading opportunity is an example of the setups I mentioned in my previous video on how to look for opportunities around support and resistance levels. As you can see, around this high, price was just reacting from all these important levels on the left side. We had this level, we had all this zone inside here, and then we have this level still inside here, and the fresh decision point inside here. So this is what I saw before price got to that level. I noticed that we had this decision point, which was still fresh because this high never took the orders from there. And after that, price was creating out this resistance level with these highs just underneath the fresh decision point that I was looking for, which was inside here. So this is what I was looking for. Now let me show you how you could have traded this level and what price action confirmation you did have in order to look for the sell. So this is what you can see in a higher time frame. You can see that price had just broken this low to the downside, and where price was coming from before it reached my zone of interest, it is from this low inside here. And where was this low reacting from? This low was reacting to this level here on the left side, which was actually a good level because we had this decision point inside here that was basically ignored on the way up. So expect price then to react on the way back like it did. And we actually have some kind of cam inside here because we had this left shoulder, price went down, break out, a new lower low, and after that we could kind of expect the price to respect this level. However, price didn't go anything to the downside inside here, so it was okay to expect then price not to respect it, and price made the decision point inside here. Decision point was still fresh, price went up, and it stopped there. Price never came to collect its orders, so it was a good level actually to even look for longs inside here. So where price reacted from, it was inside there, and it was a really nice reaction from that decision point, a nice spike in there. But now let's take a look at what I saw in that moment. So what does it mean that price is reacting from a good level on the left side? That would impact the way I would look for targets. I would still look for a possible short inside there because this decision point was still fresh. It was actually aligned with a good level on the left side. And this one, it was a really nice zone to be faked out because this high, as I mentioned before, it never took the orders from there. And the kind of price action that we start having around here, without these highs, creating this resistance level, it started getting really interesting in order to attract liquidity into the decision point that I was looking for. By noticing that this low was reacting from a good level on the left side, in that case most likely I would be looking for targets inside here. In here we can see that this decision point is still fresh, and maybe this would be the zone that I would be looking for targets. So when I did that prediction, price was around here. So let's pretend that this doesn't exist yet. So what we can see here, we saw this fresh decision point inside here. Besides that, I mentioned already that price was reacting from a good support and resistance level here on the left side. So we can see that price had already respected this line inside here. Must have been some kind of news. Price spiked there and then went up again. After that, we have a decision point that was created around that level. Price carry on. And now inside here we have a new origin. So this inside here would be somehow the new origin of the move that even created a new higher high because it broke this high on the left side. inside here. So this low is actually important. Also, we can see that we have this double low. So price never came down to take these orders from the decision point. And in the future, when price comes back, what happens around this line is that price respected initially, it's broken, another's kind of touching there, and now we have this decision point. So what kind of price action did you have in here that attract my attention to look for a possible sell inside here? If you zoomed in it into the war time frame, you can see that these highs were reacting from this high on the left side, and after that, you can see that price went all the way down, and it broke this value in here. And for me, this value is important because it was the extreme that was holding price after price created this imbalance to the upside. From here, price was holding price all the way until there. After that, price came all the way down, and we have the engulf to the downside. This for me means that price wants to go down in the future. What happens afterwards is that price still respected these highs one more time. It starts to become a really interesting zone of resistance because we already have this high, another high, more highs in here, one more small in the middle in here, another one. So it starts to become a really strong resistance level. And what does that mean? It means that anytime that prices go back again around this level, more people is going to start to be looking for sells. And that's exactly what happened in here. You can see this strong resistance level in here that is respected quite a few times. Basically, at least for half an hour, price stayed in here. We even have these wicks inside here. Price goes up, it's rejected, forms this wick, this dodgy candle. The same in here. And eventually we broke out these highs with this strong bullish candle that was created in here, which is a movement that we can see quite often when price is collecting the stop losses from all the retailers. That for me, we already had the first indication that price wanted to go down, with this low breaking this level. Now in the 1 minute time frame, I'll show you how to look for entries inside this level. So let's take a look. So I'm going to the 1 minute time frame now. As I mentioned before, we had already this engulf down. We had this compression on the way up. And now we have a strong move from here to the upsides. So what we have in here? You can see that this high reacted to the fresh decision point on the left side that I mentioned before. And after that, you can see that the seller starts being in control of this zone. So we have this last decision point inside here. And after that, price breaks it to the downside. And we create this supply in here, this decision point. Price respects that level. And after that, we have a new lower low. And after this lower low is created, we can start looking for sells, especially if price hasn't touched this decision point yet, or this demand, which means that we still have space. And in this case, we know that price wants to touch this level, even if it wants to carry on to the upside and create a new higher high. And after that, we create a new lower low, which once again, it still didn't touch this level. And in this moment, we have a really nice opportunity to look for sells in case price retraces inside here. So this would be my perfect level to look for sells. I would be even more comfortable looking for sells in here than immediately after the first move to the downside, as this gives me a little bit more confirmation, and we have this clear supply in here, and after that price is free to go to the downside. You can see that when price goes down after this strong bearish candle, that price respects the demand. It was still fresh, retraces, but then a new decision is created, and after that, price decides to go to the downside. It still retraces, but then we already broke into the compression. In case you didn't manage to go short inside here, this could be your next opportunity. From there, we have all this space to fill. And in terms of targets, most likely this would have been my choice for my target in this trade. And as you can see, we had this double low created in here that we have these orders behind, and that would have been a really good zone to look for targets. After that, price went down and eventually it reacted from there, as you can see in this wall. Actually, now that I'm looking in this perspective, you can even see that this high that was just faked out, it was also aligned with the fresh decision point where we're looking for sales, inside here. Which is also something that I like to see in my setups. Now in terms of risk reward, and depending if you have multiple targets or just one target, let's just say that you have multiple targets, and depending how aggressive or conservative you are with your targets, let's just say that you would close the target in two zones. Our first conservative zone, it will be around these lows. It will give us a risk reward around 4 to 1. And in the end, our final target, it will give us a risk reward of at around 9.7 to 1. So basically this is how I look for setups. As I mentioned in the previous video, I try to look for zones where liquidity is around important levels of structure. In this case, I look for space between fresh decision points and highs or lows that can be faked out. After that, I try to combine the bigger view with the lower time frame. Basically, I'm trying to find out where is price coming from, where does price want to go, and where is price at the moment. And if I see that at the moment price is approaching those levels that I look for, after that, it's just wait to have price action confirmation to look for a setup, like we have in here. We had this low that broke this structure, showing indication that we want to go down. And after the fake out, we also have price action confirmation to look for sales inside there. And the last part is to identify where the possible targets are. And as I mentioned during this video, this was a valid target to expect price to go to. We don't need to be greedy and to expect price to go even lower than that. And as our analysis in a higher time frame shows that price wants to go even further down. Otherwise, this will be more than enough as a target. And that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of content, where I explain a trading setup from the previous week that maybe you could use to study from. And let me also know if this is something that you'd like me to be doing on a weekly basis. My recommendation for you from this video is to open the New Zealand dollar chart and study this setup while watching this video again, to see if you agree with my view or if you would have traded it in a different way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really makes a big difference. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Obrigado.